What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackers, and today I thought we'd do a Nick roundup of news that's happened this week. So Nickelodeon All Star Brawl news roundup. Look, we've had so much that has happened. I've seen actually quite a bit of comments, which is kind of the reason I'm doing this. There's quite a bit of comments I've received saying, hey, we should do like a roundup. There's been a lot of news, and maybe, there's something that kind of flew under the radar that some people may not have seen. So I was like, all right, that could be a decent idea. So this is basically going to be a roundup of, news, like I stated 3 times now. But hopefully, if you're keeping up to date, you're probably going to know everything. But in case you haven't been, 100% up to date with everything that's happened pretty much every single day of the week, maybe there's something in here that you missed, and I say we just jump into it. So let's start off with the first thing, and this one right here, pretty cool. We finally got the official release date, which is going to be October 5th, baby. And now that we finally have that, we can finally put to bed the idea of when is it going to happen, because we had some credible websites leak October 5th. I think Amazon was saying October 29th. There's some that were saying December. So it's kind of finally nice to get that official release date of October 5th, which is less than, 2.5 weeks away. Yesterday, we had the Moveset showcase for Catdog, and in case you didn't witness that or didn't want to watch that, I think possibly the main takeaway from that.
First, let's talk about Catdog's down special, Tag Team. Not only does this attack deal damage, but it also changes the stance in which Catdog is being controlled. The character facing forward counts as the one you're controlling, and certain attacks will change depending on who that is.
Catdog is a stance change fighter type of character, making them possibly one of the most unique fighters in the entire roster. So if you didn't know, their down special allows them to basically swap. So whoever's facing forward is the controller, or the player, the character that you are controlling. So if Cat's facing forward, that's the one you're controlling. If Dog's facing forward, whenever. And you could use this move whenever to flip-flop, and Cat will have different moves throughout their moveset compared to what Dog has. They might be similar in how the attacks kind of work. Maybe one attack might be a bit slower, one might be a bit stronger. Whatever it might be, they have differences, but overall, I think Catdog, from what we've seen so far, I believe Catdog now has the most number of attacks for any character for the entire roster. That's kind of cool. Here is another big one that a lot of people are very excited for: victory animations. They are officially in the game. There's some people that were wondering if this was going to be a thing, or if there's just going to be an end screen after the match ended. Yes, there is, but there are also the victory animations, which are really cool. They take a lot of really creative ideas from shows. For example, we did see SpongeBob doing his little happy dance, and when he wins, I believe we also seen him crying on the ground, which again he does quite a lot. We've seen Patrick nailing a board to his head because, he's Patrick. So the references they take from the shows are really cool. The fan service for this is very, very much appreciated. So yes, victory animations are definitely a part of the game. What about the base roster? This was officially confirmed as well. 20 total characters for base roster, with 2 other characters coming very shortly after the game's release, kind of signaling from the wording at least, they might be free downloadable characters, which is cool, because then the sentence right after that, it says, then more DLC characters will be coming. So it does kind of seem like these other 2 characters, the 21 and number 22, whoever they might end up being, they might not be ready for the base roster, but at least they're still coming, and I think they're going to be free. So that's kind of cool, and it kind of helps to keep the game's momentum going after release. And of course, that's what DLC does, right? So that's pretty cool. But 20 total characters for base roster, which we pretty much know majority, at least 19 of the 20 characters we do know for sure. The 20th one is still a little up for debate, but yeah. We did officially get a brand new character that was revealed. Now, most of us did know Ren and Stimpy were going to be in the game from the leaked box art, but it's still cool to have a confirmation we finally got to see. So the big question with Ren and Stimpy was, how are they going to play? Are they going to be two separate characters, or are they going to be like a 2-in-1 type of character, an Ice Climbers duo? Well, we got the official answer, and I think a lot of people are kind of comparing them to, say, Banjo-Kazooie in a little way from how they play. They use each other for movement, for attacks, and stuff like that. So, my personal opinion, not that anyone's here for my opinion, but I do feel that was the best and proper way to demonstrate them in this game. They work so well together, or, well, they kind of don't, but they do for this game. So I'm happy to officially see Ren and Stimpy get revealed, well, as that 2-in-1 character. How about this one? Pre-orders are a big question, right? If you are planning to play on Xbox, any of the systems, Xbox One, Series S, or Series X, you can pre-order the game right now, and it's still live for another 17 days to take advantage of this offer. You can buy it from their Microsoft store, get the pre-download ready to go, and you get 20% off. Instead of the game like $50, isn't it like $40 now? So that's a pretty good offer. If you're planning to buy this game on Xbox, please take advantage of this. Who doesn't want 20% off a game that you know you're gonna buy? So again, that is Xbox only as of right now, but keep an eye out. Maybe Nintendo does something similar. Maybe PlayStation, maybe PC does something a little similar. I don't know. No guarantees, but again, Xbox, if that's where you're buying it, take advantage of the 20% off. DLC characters! We kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but DLC characters are officially happening, that's great. Like I was mentioning a few minutes ago, a little bit earlier, DLC is able to, well, we all know this, DLC helps prolong the game, makes it a little bit more interesting, keeps it around, right? It's not like, all right, here's the game, it released, all right, and then the game is done, right? No, DLC is going to come. Hopefully fan favorite characters will get revisited and maybe have another chance for the roster. Because again, there's a lot of characters that if you look at the roster, you might go, all right, they're missing character A, B, C, and D. Where are they at? So maybe DLC, they get a little bit more time. The developers, Nickelodeon, all that stuff, maybe they get a little bit more time to pretty much sit down and go, all right, let's hammer out some of these details. Let's see if we can't figure out maybe an issue with a character or two. Or maybe we just say, all right, look, this one character, for example, character A, was highly requested. There's no issue with us putting them in the game. So let's finally put them in the game. Let's give them to the fans, right? They really want it, so let's make it happen. But yes, DLC characters and stages are going to be happening. Voice acting, that is another hot topic or a hot debate amongst the community. I'm not going to really weigh in on it, whether voice acting is absolutely needed for a first installment of a game. But the point is, voice acting is still a possibility for post-launch content. Now, games have done this in the past, where a game is released with no voice lines, no voice acting whatsoever. But then later down the road, because the game actually did well, it sold well, people actually supported the game. Well, guess what? Those games, some of them, did get voice acting or voice lines later on. So if the only thing deterring you from purchasing this game is the voice acting, well, it can't really happen if nobody supports the game. So I say go ahead and purchase the game. Again, if you're on Xbox, you get 20% off for pre-ordering. So take advantage of that. But yes, voice acting is a possibility, not a guarantee, but a possibility post-launch content, again, depending on how, I guess, the game's sales do overall. So, yeah, just support the game. And we will end off with probably the most important thing from this week. I thought I seen a spider on my wall.